So you're thinking about doing some videos for your products? Well, you don't want to miss today's episode because I'm going to talk to you about the videos you need to be thinking about for that next product that you're going to be launching. And I can tell you this, you need to be thinking of more than just one. I'm going to go over the different types of videos you need to be considering for the different stages of the funnel and how you're going to be set up for success in using video.
Welcome to IndustrialSage, a free video podcast series all about digital marketing for industrial manufacturers. Hear interviews with your peers and find out how they're solving the same challenges that you might be facing in your own field. Coming to you from the Optimum Production Studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is IndustrialSage.
Okay, so on today's episode, we're going to talk about videos and what you need to be using for product videos specifically. So where am I getting this from? A lot of you in the Insights report that we did earlier or end of last year mentioned how video was a big piece on what you guys were going to be looking to do. I think most manufacturers were planning on using video in some form or fashion, and product definitely was one of the biggest areas, if not the biggest areas. Again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can go get our Insights report. We talked to over 150 manufacturers. There's a link in the notes where you can go get that. And we have a 52-page report. Great information. Take a look at that. So videos are playing a very critical role in sales and marketing. And again, like a lot of you said, that products were really a very big focus on how you're going to be using those. So now there's a couple challenges with it when it comes to your product. And there's a big temptation. This comes up all the time. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago, I was in a pretty big meeting talking with all the the big marketing people, chief marketing officer, VP of digital marketing and MarTech and automation, all this fun stuff. And this came up again. And here's the challenge and that temptation. We have a product, so we just need one product video. But we're selling this product to several different verticals. Let's say, for example, we're selling it in power gen, and we're also selling in aerospace, and we're selling in automotive, and we need to make sure this product speaks to all of these areas, or maybe there's like 12 different areas that we're in, and we need to make sure we touch on all of these areas. Does that sound familiar? Has that ever happened before? I can tell you that happens all the time over here. So that is sort of temptation, and the big challenge of number one is that honestly, best practice is not to have one gigantic video that touches on all kinds of things. I'll give you another thing. Is this same client was talking about, they're like, hey, we've got this product video and it's a teaser, and then it kind of needs to be a like quasi demo, and then it like morphs into this whole thing that's like, wait a minute, what's the whole point of this video? Like, they're essentially trying to cram everything into this one piece. So it's going to be promo, then we're going to go into a teaser, and then it turns into like a demo / how-to. But we need it for marketing, but we also need it for post sales. And it's like, wait a minute. This is too much. Like, there's too much. So the first thing that you need to be thinking about for product is you need to be breaking that up. Okay, there's a couple areas you need to be thinking of relative to the funnel and how to break that up. Initially, best practices, if you're going to have a product video, start off with like a 30 to 60 second teaser. That's number one. So at the very top of the funnel, okay, this is what we call a bacon wrapped video. Who doesn't like bacon? We all like bacon, right? So you want a lot of bacon. The whole point of this video, okay, the call to action of this video is to watch another video or learn more information about your product. The goal for this is not and should not be, I'm going to tell you everything about the product, and we're going to go for 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you all the features and the functions, how it's going to be amazing. No, we need high level. High level, let's get your attention, and let's have you watch that video and say, that's interesting. I want more. That's what you want. You don't want to fatigue them and try to hit them with all this stuff. So you want a 30 to 60 second type teaser that's very engaging, very dynamic, that's very exciting to bring them in, okay? The next piece you want to do is you want to do a video that's a little bit longer. So it can be more informational. It still needs to be engaging, but maybe this one is a 2-minute long video. Maybe it's a 3-minute long video. And now we can go a little bit deeper into into what is, how this kind of solves some of those challenges. So again, number one, very top, very short, engaging, exciting. Let's hit the high points. The high points are, how your product or service, helps to solve some of their challenges. Start with their pains. Don't start listing feature, function. Not the time. It's get them excited. Like, ooh, yeah, yes, I have this challenge. I have this pain. Oh, yes, we need to process things faster. We need, this is a pain, setting up all these things over here. Whatever your value prop is, start with the pains, okay? Then you move into that more informational video. That can be a little bit more of an explanation, okay? Then as we move down more into the middle of the funnel, that's where we can have things that can be a little, even more, drawn out. So let's say this might be a good customer testimonial story. So maybe you have, I would say best practice is have like 3 of those, minimum of 3 customer testimonial stories. And ideally, if you can, it's best practice to go to that actual customer facility, film them in their environment, and then get some footage around their facility, or office or whatever it is to kind of like tell that story. Why do you want to do that? Well, it's more engaging. We're storytelling. That's what you really want to do there. Remember, we've talked about this a little bit, how marketing now is a little bit more, it's all about telling stories. Bring some of that storytelling aspect to it, where you can. Now I understand not all the time can you go to a customer facility, sit down with the stakeholders, and and get this great looking footage. That's why we said it's best practice, okay? But if you can do that, it's very valuable, very, very valuable. You're going to want 3 of those, okay? So 3 customer testimonials, and if you can't go there and get all get nice footage around the facility and create a story around who they are and get a sense of their operations, then get a sit-down interview with them. If you can't do that, then get them on, do an interview over Zoom or something. Whatever you can do to get that, because that is so valuable to build that credibility and move them down the funnel. The next thing that you're going to want to do and be thinking about is maybe now you have, as you get more closer to the bottom of the funnel, you could have a longer, let's say, demo. Let's say if you've got software or maybe it's a more of a longer product demo or product walkthrough that can be a little bit longer, and it can be a little bit more or a lot more informational. Because at this point, if people have kind of gone through all these other videos and they're at these different stages of the buying cycle, they're willing to invest more time to learn about the product. And this is where you can kind of like take your take your budget and spend more at the top and maybe a little less at the bottom. So as we come down the funnel, big budget up here, a little less, over here, and this can be a lot more informational. So this is great for like a product walkthrough. Maybe you've got a big tractor and you can talk about all the different features and the different functions around it. That is a perfect opportunity for that. Or if you've got a 45-minute web presentation that you do in person, or maybe it's on demand, that's a perfect opportunity there. They're willing to spend more time to learn more about your product at that point. They're in a higher level of consideration. The other thing that you can be thinking about too is that what you're going to be selling at that point might be more of like, hey, how easy is it to adopt our solution? Whether it's your product, we've got this forklift, and it's from a maintenance standpoint, it's very easy to maintain. All you have to do is change the oil, whatever. Or we've got a great distribution partner where we can get parts to you very quickly, so we can make sure that your uptime is there. Those are the things that are going to be selling a little bit more there. You can also take some of, let's say a long product demo walkthrough. You can take little chunks, little maybe 15-second, 30-second kind of thing. You can use those, throughout the funnel as well to help kind of, sell in some of those messages a little bit. So at a high level, I would say for any particular type of product that you're launching, you're going to want to look at, let's say, like a teaser type video, more of an informational video, 3 customer testimonial videos, let's say a longer demo, and then maybe some short snippets with that. So we're talking about like seven videos or so. It could be 7 to 10. All right. Now, there's a little bit of math on that, okay? A little bit. There's a stat that we have in the Insights report, and we hear this across the board with B2B purchases, okay? This is not exclusive to manufacturers, but this is across all B2B, is that the average B2B buyer watches 30 minutes worth of video content before making a purchase. So think about that for a second. You have to ask yourself, okay, if we've got products and we're focusing, do we have, like, where are we on that metric? If everyone's watching 30 minutes worth of content, do we have 30 minutes worth of content on that product or on our website to be able to go there? If that's what people are doing, then you need to have that there. That's why having one video doesn't work. And there's a lot of other reasons, but you're just trying to get to too much. The way that we buy and the way that we're consuming is, I want my information. I want to find the quick answer to the question I have, and if it's in a 15-second video or a 30-second video, great. And then you kind of hook, and then now I'm interested in a little bit more. Then you kind of move down the funnel, and you kind of self-educate on your pace. If you're talking to a prospect for the first time and you hit them with a 5 to 10 minute long video, that ain't gonna work. Unless if they're ready to buy right then and there, but we all know how that works, right? Not everyone's ready to buy right then and there. So be thinking about that. 30 minutes worth of video relative to your products, and you can take those 7 to 10 videos. If you break that up, let's say on average 30 minutes of content, let's say there's 10 videos, and what is it? That's 3 minutes. 3 minutes of video content. Obviously, you're gonna have, at the top of the funnel, it's gonna be shorter, and then as you get down, it's gonna be longer. That's one aspect. Another thing you want to think about in terms of product videos, and this is a big challenge, we talked about it a little bit before, is that if you have a product that fits several other industries or verticals that you're going after, the automotive, aerospace, power gen, name your industry, that if you really want to have something that's going to be super high performing, and by that I mean that's really relevant and people are going to look at it and say, wow, that's for me, you need to make sure that video speaks to that industry very, very clearly. So your product, even though it's the same product you're selling to those different industries, there's going to be potentially a different reason why they want to buy your solution. There could be a different pain in aerospace versus power gen, but your product solves both of those pains. But the guy in aerospace, that doesn't have the same pain the person in power gen does. So if we can make sure that what we're talking about from a messaging standpoint is a little bit more tailored toward aerospace versus what we're doing in power gen, and we can make sure that the footage or different things we have in there are more aerospace over here and then more power gen over here, that's where you're going to start having content that will resonate a lot more, because when people see it, they're going to say, this is for us. Okay, wow, I didn't know that. That's when we start getting into a little bit of account-based marketing. You hear about that, or really that sense of personalization. That's where it gets very, very valuable and helpful, because people will latch onto that versus just a overall generic video that tries to hit and touch all these different things. It's trying to be everything for everybody, and we know how that works out, or rather how that doesn't work out. So that's where you kind of need to be thinking in terms of your videos, and when it comes to products. Think of, if you've got your series of products, 7 to 10 videos, okay, you're going to want to spend your budget. You need to focus most of your budget at the very top. So that short promo and that little bit more informational video. If you play your cards right and you do this all, you have a little strategy mapped out, you can create all of this content sort of in one shot, and you can repurpose it across all the different videos relative to where you have it in the funnel, and you can maximize your budget. So be thinking higher budget up here, and then as we get down, it can be a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. Okay, it's kind of a general statement there, but that's where you want to be. Where you want to be thinking there. And if you really want to be smart, then make sure your content's tailored toward that industry or that vertical that you're going after. So that's all I got for you today. A little bit about video. Hopefully you found it valuable. If you have any questions that I could answer for you on the show or an email, please reach out. We'd love to do this here. You can send your questions to industrialsage.com/questions. We'd love to answer them for you. If you're listening on any of the podcasting apps, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, what have you, we'd love a review. That would be awesome. if you're not on our email list, man, you need to get on our email list. We've got awesome content and offers and things to help you to just kind of learn about the new trends and different things that are happening, because we all know that nothing changes in digital marketing. I'm just kidding. Things are constantly changing. So we want to keep you on top of like what's going on, the latest and greatest, as we help to really make this transformation over from that traditional over to digital sense of marketing. And man, just thanks. Thanks for watching. If you're still listening or watching, thank you. I know there's a few of you out there. Thank you. And you know what? Continue to be awesome and continue to make that change in your industry, and continue to learn. And you're doing a good job. If you're still listening, you're still watching, you're doing a good job. So all right, that's all I got for you. I'm Danny. Thanks for watching. I'll be back here next week.